Right, okay, so this is the test that we'll be doing today. Basically what we'll do is just using one of these lancets, take a drop of blood from the end of the fingertip, there'll be a little sharp click. From there we'll be able to get a couple of drops of blood and we'll add it to the test at the end here. The test takes about 20 minutes, it'll work its way through, and then what we'll see appearing after about 20 minutes in the end box here is just a single red line, and that just tells us that it's a negative result and that the test is in good working order as well. If we were to see a line appearing in this box or this box, then that would tell us it's a reactive result. If that was to be the case, then we do confirmation blood tests to find out what was happening there. With these tests, they have a 12-week window period, and that means that it will give you your HIV status as of 12 weeks ago. And in terms of 100% accuracy, that's as accurate as we can get in terms of 12 weeks. So if that sounds okay, we'll do the test, and then we'll get the results soon. Perfect. So I'm just going to clean the finger first. So just give it a little wipe. So I'm just going to do a little click on the end here. You okay? That's it. Just clean that away. And so if you just want to hold that there, and we'll just add a drop of this just to help with the blood run through the chest. Okay, so that's all that we need to do, and we'll give it 20 minutes and then we'll get the result.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So we've got the results, and as you can see, it's worked there. So you've got a really clear one red line. So the test has worked, it's in good working order, and it also means that it's a negative result. So we can safely say at 12 weeks, that's a negative HIV status.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
very reassuring. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hello Margaret, could you introduce yourself for us?
My name is Margaret Sentamu. I have lived and worked in York for the last 13 years. Before that, my roots are in Uganda, East Africa, but we've lived our adult lives here in the UK, my husband and I.
Great, thank you. Could you tell us why World AIDS Day is so important?
I think World AIDS Day is important, not only because we have the one day a year, but I hope it's something which carries us through to the next year. But it's quite significant in that it's the one day we really want to raise awareness about the horrors of HIV/AIDS and how it can have such a devastating impact on the individual, but also members of the family. Raise awareness and tell people about the fact that of 30 years on we've achieved so much, and without retroviral medication people can live very fulfilled lives, and therefore we need not fear, but we need to encourage more and more people to be tested so that they are safe, but also because they can be given the medication they need to be able to live fulfilled lives.
Great, thank you Margaret. I think you've answered the next question already. So why is HIV testing so important?
It's important because it can be, the virus could be quite latent. I come to HIV from the lived experience. In the 70s and 80s, my own country, Uganda, was ravaged. We had a huge pandemic of HIV. Loads of people were dying. My husband and I lost members of our family, brothers and sisters were dying. We were left with a lot of orphans. And we just did not know what was going on, how this could be stemmed. And the antiviral medication came in much, much later. And a lot of people were still having unprotected sex and thinking, well, I'm too young to die. But the people who were dying were between the ages of 20 and 40 and who are very sexually active. So people were in denial, even when they were attending their family and friends' funerals. So it took quite a while for the message to sink through. The government worked very closely with the churches, and the campaign was thoroughgoing, saying, take protection. If you are to have sex, please make sure you're protected. But culturally, there are lots of cultural sensitivities. People, especially men, African men, find it very difficult to use condoms. And they think if you're masculine, a real man should never use condoms. So you find that women are really, really vulnerable. And if you're in a relationship and your partner is not taking protection, you too are vulnerable.
Well, that's great, Margaret, thank you. Have you got a last final message for the community?
Be courageous, be bold, be brave as I have been, and go for it. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. And just to assure you that if one of your partners has been tested for HIV, AIDS, and it probably is on antiviral medication, it doesn't mean you will get it. So the you equals you is really an assurance that you will be all right as a partner. So be brave, go forward, and if you're able to talk about it to someone, encourage that person to go forward and be tested. Earlier, I've been involved as president of a hospital called Mount May UK International here in the UK, but as well as in Uganda. And we see a lot of people who've had the virus later on in life. It has lain dormant. And after the effects of that later on, late diagnosis, are pretty devastating. People have lost, it has affected their mental health well-being, it has affected their mobility, and rehabilitation takes a long, long time to help people back onto their feet. So I would say the earlier you get tested, the better. And please do not fear, it's all for good.